Like what you see? Give this video a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe to our channel to stay up to date on all our latest adventures. Today we are headed to a place to camp that has a pretty badass view that we found last weekend, and we're keeping our fingers crossed that nobody else has claimed it because it's ours. And damn, someone beat us.
God shit.
Well, so much for this spot. That's alright. There's a few more we can choose from. So we found another spot on a map that looks like it might have a cool place to stay. That's where we're headed now. And it's a little bit more of a rugged road, so hopefully nobody else can brave it. Let's see how this works out for us. Right now he's checking to see if there is a clearing up this little road where we can potentially camp. That'd be really cool. This is so far going to be the warmest weekend of the year that we've had, and so we expect there to be quite a few spots that are taken that we've had our eye on. So now we're just kind of venturing off onto these little forest roads that we haven't explored yet, and that are a little bit harder for kind of the average car or car without four-wheel drive to get to, hoping that we'll find a spot that no one else has claimed.
There's another trail that heads up the mountain a little bit, so we'll follow that. And it looks like it ends, so I'm hoping it ends on that ridge, so we can have a nice view of the mountain.
It was a really bumpy ride on the way to our next spot. This spot is perfect. There'll be no one else coming up here. We kind of went up this little road that wasn't even on the map, and we found this spot, and it's amazing. It's a view of Jefferson right there. Zoom in a little bit. There he is. Sweet. Well, we're all settled in here, and Izzy seems to be comfortable and likes it. We're gonna watch this sunset. It's pretty amazing, and call it a night. What a great morning. It's in the mid 40s, and I think it's probably a bit warmer in the sun. It's really nice. It's going to be such a nice day. They're predicting weather to be in the mid to upper 70s with all this sunshine. It's much better than our weather we had last weekend. But this is going to be a great weekend. And just staring at this Mount Jefferson right now, and it's such an incredible view. It's so peaceful out here this morning. Our campsite also had a nice sunny meadow where we enjoyed our coffee that morning. So I got this new backpack, but it's not just any backpack. It's a backpack for Izzy. She goes in there, a little leash, so she could go on walks and hikes with us. And this is our first time trying it out. After we got Izzy settled in her backpack, we set off to explore some areas near our site. We thought maybe this little trail would lead to a little lookout point where we could get a better look at the mountain, but it just led us to a dead end full of shrubs. So I think we're actually going to get in the car and drive to a place where we can find a real trail and go on a hike from there. Also, I'm not too entirely sure how Izzy is liking this backpack. I can feel her back there moving around a lot. Maybe she just has to get used to it. Not only did we find shrubs at the end of the trail, but there was also something a little spooky. A memorial where we think maybe some ashes were spread. The spooky part was, after visiting that site, our camera kept glitching when we would focus on that area. You'll see it a few times later on, especially during the time lapse, when it appears that someone picks it up and moves it partway through. Coincidence? Instead of driving, we're gonna walk down this road instead. Let's see where it takes us. Our walk was great. The weather was perfect and we were surrounded by beautiful trees. Izzy did start to fuss a bit in her backpack, so I let her out to walk. I think she preferred it that way.
walk, Jason cut up some firewood for later. The temperature started to warm up quite a bit, so we spent some time soaking up the rays. While we were enjoying the warmth, Izzy and Sam took naps in cooler spots. One of my favorite parts of this site were all the little bumblebees and honeybees. Bees are one of my favorite insects with their fuzzy little butts, and they are so crucial to our environment. Not only were there several bees, but we had a few creepier little critters crawling around as well. The campsite also had a lot of cool plant life. So at home I made some chili to bring with us, and I was about to take it out, and I was like, man, this sure smells like chili in this fridge. And I guess it's the altitude.
Look at the back.
It exploded. Oh my gosh. It exploded and blew up our container. And we have this frickin' mess to clean up now. Oh my god. So, don't pack chili in a container like that when you're going to high elevations, because it will explode and make a huge mess. Oh my god, what a nightmare. Wow. But hey, it smells good. Whoa. Once we got our mess cleaned up, it was time for lunch. Jason cooked us some delicious sausage sandwiches with a side of coleslaw. Although there was no chili, it was still a yummy meal. We all spent the rest of the day relaxing. Good morning. I'm so sleepy. Izzy kept me up all night. She's never really done that before. She kept looking out the window and seeing things and wanting outside. Oh, I didn't think she was ever gonna settle down. She finally did. It's about 7:45. I never sleep in this late when we're camping. I'm usually up about 6:30 or 7. But I guess it's time to get my butt up. I'm gonna get some coffee. We're gonna head out, do a little bit more exploring on the way home.
Coffee. Yes. This morning I was walking Izzy and she kept pulling me over in this direction, and so I realized there was a cool ridge over here that I didn't know was there, and there's a really neat view of the valley. So that's where we're headed now. What a perfect site. We'll definitely be back. On the way home, we did some more exploring and enjoyed all the spectacular views that this area has to offer. That's why it's one of our favorite places.
It pleases me.
Do you love me?
I love you. Never drink rabbits from a shoe.
Well, our adventure wouldn't be complete without a few obstacles in the road. We thought the space next to the log was big enough to squeeze by, but it was too good to be true. Oh no. Oh my God. The tire was surprisingly okay, and Jason was able to break off the piece that we were getting caught up on. Oh no, not again. Time to break out the trusty chainsaw.
Did it!
All right, we are back in business. Oh, here we go again. These logs look like they're not as difficult to move out of the way or go through with a chainsaw like that last monster log was. Jason's checking it out to see if we can continue on this road. Luckily, this mess of logs was light enough for Jason to pick up and move out of our way. Thankfully, we had a clear path the rest of the way back. We're about to hit some paved road again, So Jason's airing the tires back up. Man, that was a fun little adventure. Lots of obstacles in the way that kept it interesting. So we're both getting kind of hungry, and we're gonna scope out a spot to eat some lunch on the way home. Oh, side note, we have found a total of 4 ticks crawling on us. Yeah, gross. So when we get home, we're gonna do thorough tick inspection on us and the dogs and everything. I thought I felt one in my hat, but I took it off and looked, and it was actually a worm. There was a worm in my hat. So I'll take that over a tick. But yeah, let's go get some lunch.
We eventually found a peaceful little spot to have some lunch. For lunch, I made a stir fry of fresh veggies, soba noodles, and a spicy ginger sauce. After lunch, we had to hit the road and head back home.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for next time when we discover the central part of,
We'll be somewhere in Oregon.
somewhere in Oregon, somewhere south central. Cheers!